Bank won't let me withdraw all funds? Okay. English is my first language and I'm typing on a laptop, so I expect you all to judge this post harshly. I moved from Pennsylvania to Michigan a few years ago and only go home once a year or so. A few years back I transferred the vast majority of my bank account to Michigan. But they were giving me a hard time about closing the account, and so I withdrew all funds except for $1.31. I haven't touched the account since that time, so 2 years later I get a notice for inactivity, stating that I will be charged $5 if my account remains inactive for 2 years. I spoke with 3 different people on the phone, but they would not let me close out the account without incurring a fee, and since I'm never moving back to that town, I refuse to pay them or add any money to the account. QMC, so I have to interact with the account once every 2 years or else pay you $5. Fine. Give me 1 cent please. When I was there in person last month, I withdrew 1 penny from the account, so now it's good for another 2 years. The attendant definitely gave me a weird look, but at this rate my account will remain open for the next 260 years. Edit. Grammar. Thanks for calling me out. We did something similar with a car loan. It wasn't supposed to have an early payoff fee, but they insisted it did and would cost $100 to pay it off early. Instead, we paid it down to $1. They kept sending monthly statements saying we are current and our next payment isn't due for 48 months or whenever. Finally, at the end of the year, they closed the loan out on their own without any fee. Then you turn around and deposit the money right back in. Doesn't it have bill pay? Just pay yourself a penny every once in a while. But mail it. So they have to pay the 50-cent stamp each time. Upvote for the perfect intro. I don't understand why a bank would give a customer a hard time for closing their account. Isn't that just normal banking business? So now they, instead of them just sending you the remaining balance, they increase their own costs, including postage and auditing. WTF? Just keep withdrawing and depositing the same penny. Oh, bless. But I would still file a complaint with the regulating agency. https://www.occ.trees.gov/about/what-we-index-what-we-do.html. Maybe banks will fall over themselves to avoid a federal complaint. Make sure they send your bank statements by snail mail. You should set up a direct deposit of 0.01 per pay. Hopefully there is a small cost to your bank for DDs. Hilarious. Back in the 80s, when everybody had money to burn, my dad kept getting letters from a bank he did not use. Hello, you Ned's dad. We have opened an account for you at our branch and deposited 25 cents in it to get you started. My dad would go down to the bank, a block from his office, withdraw the quarter, and close the account. If you get free bill pay checks, you can also send yourself checks for 1 cent and then deposit those elsewhere. Then your 1 cent withdrawal costs them significantly more than the fee to close the account. English is my first language and I'm typing on a laptop, so I expect you all to judge this post harshly. Amazing. As this Wells Fargo had a similar nightmare. Some banks will only count activity if it's a deposit. They may still charge you the fee. Source: USA Banker. I'd make thousands of transactions of 0.01. Put it in, take it out, as many times as possible. Then make them give you paper statements. Cost them huge amounts for being complete a holes. Edit. Easy to do with online banking. Take 5 to 10 minutes when you're on the toilet to start transferring money back and forth. No issue with tax or income issues from all the transactions because it's pennies. But will have to show up on bank statements. You can also put a reminder or note on the transaction. FU Bank. Lol. Just an FYI, most inactivity fees are there to force close the account. They won't turn you into collections or check systems for it. So if you leave it sit and get hit with the fee, it'll just get the account closed. Find services they don't bill for that cost them lots of money. Take advantage of any complimentary services to the most extreme possible. I had an account with BOFA for a long time when I was younger. I don't recall the exact details at this point, but they pissed me off. Similar situation to OP. They wouldn't let me close the account without either depositing more money or paying them a fee. Well, I didn't want to play their game. This was back in the 90s, when banks were throwing free no-fee checking and even savings accounts around. In the end, after a couple of payments and transfers, etc., there was left a grand total of 12 cents left in that account. At the time I did not have paperless statements, so every month they would pay for 3 sheets of paper. Gotta have their promotional materials. Ya know. Toner, envelope, and postage. Roughly 40 cents at the time. To send me a statement for the 12 cents I still had in that account. It was legitimately the one piece of mail I loved to get every month. And immediately stuff into the shredder. They kept that up for 5 years. Eventually, though, someone figured it out. So I received a letter in a large envelope. $1.25 or so of postage on that one, stating that my account was being closed due to inactivity and that they were enclosing a cashier's check for the balance in my account. If memory serves, the check said I had 180 days to deposit it. On day 179, I took it to the local branch and cashed it. It's even better. The account can remain open forever, since 2 years from now you could deposit the penny you withdrew. So you could keep withdrawing for 258 years. Then just alternate withdrawal and deposit for eternity. Also, perfect opening. It made air come out of my nose. I expect your will to say when you've passed on. And Susie, my dearest Susie, you're now entitled to my entire bank account of $1. My only wish in life is for you to take out 1 single penny every 2 years. English is my first language and I'm typing on a laptop, so I expect you all to judge this post harshly. Upvote for this. Love it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicuricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.